this video, we will address some important aspects regarding the use of manure as a fertilizer in Northwest Ohio. We'll talk about different types of manure, rules and regulations, benefits to using manure, as well as safety factors to consider. Different types of manure. Manure comes in many different forms due to the wide variety of animals that produce it. In addition, different types of manure contain different levels of nutrients, water, and dry matter based on the differences in diet, manure collection or holding method, or age of the animal. Solid manures, such as poultry litter or beef manure, contain smaller amounts of water, usually around 50 to 70% respectively. On the other hand, swine manure and dairy manure are liquid, containing between 88 and 91% water, depending on storage methods. If the manure is stored out in an open lagoon, rainwater can be introduced into the manure, raising the percentage of water. There are differences in the nutrient contents of manures, so the amount needed as fertilizer will vary. The amount of both dry and liquid manure applied to a field is determined by the available nutrients in the field, which we'll touch on later. Because of the rate manure is produced, dairy and swine manure storage facilities are typically pumped 1 to 2 times per year. Dry manure is often stockpiled in barns where it is covered from the rain. Rules and regulations surrounding manure application. As with any fertilizer application, the first step is to collect a soil sample and send it in for testing to determine the nutrient quantities present in the field. Once this is done, decisions can be made about which type of manure to apply and how much. Over-application of manure, as with commercial fertilizer, can result in nutrient losses and the potential for pollution of nearby waterways. According to OSU Extension's manure specialist, Glenn Arnold, in the Western Lake Erie Basin watershed, the surface application of manure to frozen and snow-covered soils require there to be a growing crop in the field. This could be a pasture, alfalfa, clover, ryegrass, or a rape crop. There must be enough vegetation visible to provide a 90% cover of residue and growing vegetation. Radishes and oats would not qualify as a growing crop, as both are typically winter killed. Manure can be applied to fields without growing crops if the manure is incorporated at the time of application or within 24 hours. The rainfall rule for surface manure application in the Western Lake Erie Basin is a weather forecast saying there is not greater than a 50% chance of half an inch or more of rain in the next 24 hours. Benefits to using manure as a fertilizer source. Because manure is an organic amendment, meaning it's made up of carbon-based materials, it can help to improve soil health where it's applied. Healthier soils are more productive and are able to provide increased ecosystem services, such as improved microbial activity, increased water infiltration levels, and improved habitat for pollinators and wildlife. These improvements to the health of a soil allow for higher yielding crops with fewer inputs, saving farmers time and money. In addition, manure is a great substitute for commercial fertilizer. With the costs of commercial fertilizers rising, it may be more economical to utilize manure to nourish crops in 2022. According to the American Farm Bureau Federation, prices for ammonia fertilizer have increased 210%, liquid nitrogen over 159%, monoammonium phosphate or MAP 155%, diammonium phosphate or DAP over 100%, and potash over 134%. According to current fertilizer prices from January 2022, we've calculated the value that manure can provide. The following information is based on nutrient levels in different types of manure. Poultry litter provides a fertilizer value of $85 per ton applied. Liquid swine manure provides a value of $66 per 1,000 gallons applied. Liquid dairy manure's value is $18 per 1,000 gallons applied, and solid beef manure has a fertilizer value of $24 per ton applied. This savings can cut down on fertilizer costs and mean that a farmer can apply less commercial fertilizer to their crop or none at all. In addition, manure's densely packed nutrients allow us to use less fuel to apply the same amount of nutrient, allowing farmers to utilize less product overall while getting the same effect as commercial fertilizer use. And lastly, manure can be found all over Northwest Ohio, making it a local commodity. By utilizing local inputs, we can develop a more sustainable farm economy in Northwest Ohio by cutting transportation costs on our fertilizers while supporting local animal operations. Safety. As with all aspects of farming, care and caution can go a long way to protect yourself from injury or even death when working with and around manure. There's always a risk of injury around equipment, such as agitators and pumps used to remove manure from pits or lagoons. Manure also produces the gases hydrogen sulfide, methane, ammonia, and carbon dioxide, which are all toxic in high concentrations. When agitating pits to pump manure out, these gases can be released, quickly overtaking the area where people may be working. These gases can cause eye and body irritation, headaches, convulsions, unconsciousness, and death. It's also important to be aware of the locations of all pits or lagoons to avoid the potential to fall in or drown. Your county extension office is a great resource to you as a grower or landowner to answer any questions you may have about manure use, fertilizer economics, or agricultural safety. Together, we can make decisions that improve the sustainability of our local farming system, the quality of our water, and the health of our soils and crops.